So I was explaining you in the last session. Sorry, I did not unmute, guys. Am I audible now? Online students, am I audible? Okay. Yeah. So last day I already taught you like how to define procedures in the code. Yes or not? We have just been discussing about how to define a procedure in your code. How you can define a procedure in your code. Okay, stored procedures. How to define stored procedures is what I just given you an explanation in the last session. We created 4 procedures now. So today we'll first try to understand how to call a stored procedure from our .NET application. How to call a stored procedure from our .NET application. How to call these particular procedures from the .NET application. Okay, so watch. Calling a stored procedure from .NET applications. Before I say you, yesterday I defined 3 procedures now. Suppose tomorrow you wanted to do a insert. Right now in this I can do only select, update and delete. I can do only select, update and delete. But in case if at all you want to perform a insert operation, for that also we need a procedure. For insert also we need a procedure. And remember, when inserting, I taught you about this, guys. IDs are auto-generated. IDs are auto-generated. Basically, ID should be auto-generation. So for that, one way you can do it is we just use identity. We use the identity. When we use identity, automatically IDs will be auto-generated. Remember, for employee table, we use the identity and auto-generated the IDs. Correct? We use that and auto-generated the IDs. The IDs are auto-generated for that particular employee. Are you getting me? Okay, that is an auto-generation what we just have now. So right now, listen, what is that? If at all you just talk about, here, identity, I have a problem. What is the problem? Suppose there are 10 records. Starting from 101, last record is 110. I deleted 5 records. So now the last record is 105. Now the last record is 105. Now when the last record is 105 here, when the last record is going to be 105, the new number generated will be 111. It won't generate you 106. Already shown you. If you want to do that, you should truncate the table and again start from the but middle numbers will not be regenerated again now. So that's a problem. The middle numbers will not be regenerated again. That is a problem. Correct? And to resolve this particular problem here, I don't want to use an identity. Even when I created the customer table, I did not use identity on the table. The customer table, I did not use identity on the table at all. I'm going to generate that ID on my own logic. Are you clear? Okay, today we'll write a procedure for insert also. We'll write a procedure for insert. Yesterday, you written 4 procedures, guys. Sorry, 3 procedures. One for select, one for update, one for delete. Now I'm writing a procedure for insert. Watch. Add new store procedure. Loading. What happened? Right click. Yeah. Observe. Create procedure. Customer underscore insert. What am I going for this? What I'm going to pass this procedure, I'm going to pass the name, balance, city, status. Name, balance, city, and status. Okay. At the rate, name, varchar, money, at the rate, city, varchar, at the rate, status, bit. Okay. So these are the 4. Now I'll pass this for. Now what the procedure has to do, the procedure should first generate me a unique sequential number. Got it? The process should generate me a unique sequential number. After generating the unique sequential number, okay, that number should be inserted into the table now. Means, listen, I passed the 4 values now. Now process should generate the number now. So total you have 5 and insert the 5 into the table. Got it or not? How many values I passed? 4. Now process should generate my ID now. So how many values you have? 5. Insert in the table now. Are you clear? But one thing remember, that generated ID should come back. See the first example, employee ID comes back. When you enter all the details and insert employee ID came back and sitting in the text box now. Same, now also I want a similar style. What is it? The employee ID, so the customer ID should come back. That's way. To do this, I'm using @customer ID int out. Did you understand me? Array, you learned in C#. Now you will put blank spaces. Input output parameters you learned in C# already. How many input parameters you have here? 4 input parameters. What are 4? Name, balance, city, status, customer ID. These are all input parameters now. Sorry, status is the input parameters. Now, this output parameter now. See, method can send a result in 2 ways. Method can send a result in 2 ways. What are 2 ways? One is by using return types. One is by using output parameters. You already learned it. But procedures doesn't have return type. They have only output parameters. They have only. So the only way to return a value is using output parameters. Did you understand me or not? The only way to return a value is using output parameters. Using output parameters only, values can be written. Did you understand me or not? All clear? Okay. So this is what, like as, begin, end. Now what to do? First, let me generate a unique sequential ID. Unique sequential ID. Now, how many records are there in the table? Customer table. 10. Yesterday, 10 records are there. What is the first value? 101. Last record? 110. So the new number should be 111. Okay. Now, guys, if I say select max of customer ID plus 1 from customer, what do I get now? A new number or not? Is it a new number or not? What is the new number? Max plus 1. That is nothing but 111. That's nothing but 111. Max plus 1 is what you are going to get. And this value, I am capturing it under the customer ID. Now see, guys, on the first line only customer ID got its value now. Are you clear? On the first line only customer ID got its value now. The customer ID got its value on the first line now. Understood? Okay, so totally how many values are there? 5 values. Now insert all the 5 into the table. Insert all the 5 into the table. Just insert these particular 5 values into the table now. How do you insert into customer ID, name, balance, city, status, values. What are the values? @ customer ID, @ name, @ balance, @ city, @ status. See, these are your column names now, right? And these are the values you're inserting now. And before inserting, you generated the ID. And now this customer ID is output parameter now. You will get back the result. You will get the ID as a result now. Are you clear? There are 2 problems here. What are the 2 problems? Problem 1 is, right now there are 10 records in the table. The last record is 110. Yes or not? But imagine if the table doesn't have records. Imagine the table doesn't have any records. Blank table, empty table. When the table is empty, what is max of customer ID? Wrong. Now, When the table is empty, max, what you learned SQL Server here, all the group functions will return you null if there is no result. Max, min, sum, all will return you null value. So when the table doesn't have any records, what is max of customer ID? Null. Null plus 1? Null plus 1 is null. So when the table doesn't have any records, what happens, you will get a null value. What do you get is a null value. Null value is what you are going to get. Understood my point or not? When the table doesn't have any records, null value is what you are going to get out here. Okay, fine. So null means I cannot mention null in the table now, null in the column now. It's a primary key column. So problem is there. Now tell me, if the table doesn't have any records, what do you want? No record. Start from where? Tell that. A choice here, 1 or 101 or 1001, your choice now. I want to start from 101 now. If the table doesn't have any records, I want to start from 101. So if that is the case here, look at, see, select max of customer ID from customer. Okay, when I say plus 1, automatically get a 111 now. Okay, now imagine I deleted all the 10 rows. So tell me, how many records are there in the table? 0. Now see. What is that? That is null. What is the value? Null is the value. Hope you guys are clear. Okay. So now null cannot be inserted in the primary key column now. Are you clear? Null cannot be inserted in, excuse me. Come friend. Come friend. Don't on the TV at all. You're sitting back and watching your mobile phones. Come friend. Or just sit wherever you want. Okay, but don't on the TV. Yeah. Did you notice the problem? Notice the problem or not? So what is the problem? Null value. Null cannot be inserted in the table now. You cannot insert null into the table. Okay. So because a null cannot be inserted in the table, I get an error. So how to resolve it? See, generally, how do you write the code here? Watch this. In SQL, we have a function called isNull. In C# we have police. Police. Remember police. For police, you can pass a set of expressions and returns the first not null value. Here also, see, in this place, I'm passing max of customer ID is my first value, comma 100. So what it returns? If max of customer ID is not null, it returns you max of customer ID. If max of customer ID is null, it returns you 100. It returns you 100. Now I'm writing here plus 1. Look, guys. No records in the table. What do you have? 101. No records in the table. What do you have? 101 here. Records present in the table. Max 1. No records. 101. Is it clear? Try like this. Okay. So let me correct the code. Just simply written like this, but let me change it. You guys watch. Are you clearer or not? No records. 101 will come. Records present. Max plus 1 will come. Oh, we deleted all the records now. Okay. Let me insert again. Insert into customer. Select star from. I have this table in another database here. I'm copying the data from there to here. That's all. This is a separate database, MVCDB. They also have a table. What is the table? I copied it. When you're referring, you should use database name dot table name. So where are you pointing here? From ESPDB, you want to refer to another database now. So how to refer? Dot. Okay, not single dotted, double dot. table name. So what is happening? It is selecting the data from this table and inserting the data into the current database table. Okay. Well, you can see now select star from customer. And now what is the last value? 110. So now my function will return you null. Sorry, 101, 111. It returns you 111 now. See. And earlier I showed you, it returned you 101. Now 111. Okay. Fine. Just a minute. Update customer set status equals to 1. I'm setting all the records as 1 status. Okay now? It's fine. Now, is the code clear? As there is one problem, sorry, 2 problems. One problem is this, and I fixed it. Are you clear? Second problem is when people are going to call perform this code, the web application. A lot of people will be calling this application from different places now. Lot of people will be calling this from different places. When lots of people are going to call this from different places here, you have a problem. What is the problem? The problem will be, let's see, not like loading. Suppose 2 people are trying to insert at the same time. Okay, now 2 people are trying to insert at the same time. Now the table has 10 records. The last record is 110. 2 persons are inserting at the same time. What happens now? Both of them will generate the same number, 111. For both applications, it generates the same number now. What is it? 111. If first insert is completed first, second one will get error. If second insert is completed first one will get error. Did you understand the problem? And to resolve it, open a transaction block. Open a transaction block. Once you open a transaction block, what are the advantage with this is, once you open the block, your table gets locked. Your table gets locked. And after locking the table, it will start doing these actions. After locking the table, it will start doing these actions. So when one is trying to insert, it won't give the access for the second one now. So one completed, now commit transaction will release the lock, then only the lock is acquired by the other people. You watch the multi-threading videos all. In that also explained a similar concept to you. Yes or not? And we do to resolve it as the lock this. And when I say lock this, automatically locking is applied. Yeah, I think we missed the concept now. Actually, 2-3 days of sessions are there for us in our C# guys. Okay, we are about to complete. Once I complete this one, I'll just tell you about how to store images in the database. Okay, that will be the last thing. Oh, sorry. After that, I will show you caching. Remember, I explained about this caching earlier. I said I'll show you later. Okay, I will finish up within 2-3 days. We are going to do. And after that, I will tell that missing topic to you. What is that? TPL. We skipped that particular TPL. Actually, you need this TPL very much important in your .NET Core, basically. When you are going for .NET Core, the TPL is very, very important because all the methods use the TPL concept there. Okay. I'll tell you about the TPL over there for you. And listen, guys, we'll learn about the TPL there. And yeah, if at all you have any, means if you have forgot it, just once revise the topics. What? Multi-threading. Multi-threading we will just revise it. Because next week, when I'll tell, I don't know. But maybe by Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll start up with the TPL. Okay, 2 days of TPL and we are done. Are you clear? That will be the last topic what we are going to learn. Okay, so if you have forgotten it, just recollect all the things by watching the appropriate videos. Because next week I'll teach you that will be your last topic. Yeah, guys, my professor is ready now. Right click, execute, done. Generally, so when you close this, I'm saying don't save. Did you notice it? Actually, sir, you are saying don't save. Actually, it's created on the database here. It's asking, do you want this on your hard disk? I don't want to save. That is already in the database. And if you want to see that code in the database, might your SQL teacher would have already said you. SP_ help text, not help. Help text. Help is for table. Help text is for procedure. What's the procedure name? Under any procedure, customer_select. Audio code, you can see the code of any procedure. You can see the code of any procedure going forward. Okay, you can just check the code here by using this command. And otherwise, in the Object Explorer also, you can see, guys, ASPDB. You can just go to programmability, store procedures, all the store procedures here. You can right click on this and say modify, and you can see the source code of it now. Is that clear? Okay, you can just check it out. Actually, I said don't save. Don't save that. When will MVC class starts? No, I'm not sure. Contact your admin, please. Okay, the store procedure is what we're just going to create right now, and I don't want to save it on the hard disk. Okay, refresh. Watch. All four. Clear. So we have all the four procedures for all now. So going forward, my suggestion for all of you is never write SQL statements any time in the application. Every application design should be done with a store procedure. Are you clear? I said you. What is it? You'll be asked a question in the machine test, computer. I said radio editing. I said, are you clear? Radio editing is a compulsory thing. So many students from many organizations, many institutes will come and will give the exam. Okay, but to show the difference, do with procedures. Are you clearer or not? To show the difference, do with procedure. Generally, many of the people don't talk about procedure calling in there. Simply they'll write up the SQL statements and teach it, but not by procedure calling. But tomorrow, writing SQL statements will not help you at all, because every activity we do in the database is with a store procedure. So procedure writing, procedure calling is very, very important for us. Okay, fine, guys. Let's do one thing now. How to call the store procedure? Understood? Let's try to understand how to call the store procedure in our application. Calling a store procedure from .NET application. How do we call it? Okay. Well, guys, step one. Create. Read it. Array, till now you are passing SQL statements as command text. Now every day cmd.command text is equals to select statement, insert statement. That is what we done now. Now don't write SQL statement here. What you write? Procedure names now. In all your code. See, yesterday also. What did you write here? A select query. Correct? Don't write select query now. Write procedure name now. Write the procedure name here. Command text should be the procedure name in all these places. Wherever you are written a select step, an SQL statement, replace it with store procedure. Okay. Next, second step. Second step, remember I said you this one, but I did not show you. What is it? Set the command type property of command as store procedure. Because the default value is text, which indicates executing of SQL statements. And when changed to store procedure will allow calling of. I given you an example. I said you in a simple word. Do you remember this one? List box supports both single and multi-selection, but default is single. If you want to change to multiple, you require to set a property called as selection mode. Selection mode has multiple. Otherwise, what is the default selection mode? Single. To change to multiple, you can execute the. You can go for multi-selection. Correct? Same way. Here also, there is a problem. Just like selection mode, here we have a problem called command type. What the default value of the command type? Text. Text means execute SQL statements. Now we are changing that value to store procedure. Store procedure means calling a store procedure. Clear? Read again. Are you clear? Will allow calling of stored procedures. Step 3. If the stored procedure has any parameters, we need to pass values to those parameters. You're calling a method here. Method has parameters. Do you require to pass values or not? Now also saying if the stored procedure has not as any parameters, we need to pass values to those parameters by adding them to command. How to do I tell you? Okay, I did not tell you this process well. One, you already know what is that command text is procedure name in the place of SQL procedure name. I'm telling you. Two, I said you. What is it? You require to set the command type. This is something new to you. What is it? If the stored procedure has any parameters, we need to pass values to those parameters by adding them to command. Step 4. If the stored procedure is defined for performing query operations, then call the execute reader method and load data into data set. And if the SP is defined for performing what's it? Non-query operations, then call execute non-query method to execute. You know this already. I did not teach you anything new either. Read the last point. Load the data into a data set. Another procedure is defined for performing non-query operation, then call execute non-query method to execute them. Okay, execute non-query method to execute them. You know this here. You know 1, you know 2, you know 4. If anything is new to you, that is only third step. That's all. Are you getting me? Shall we start calling the procedures now? Okay, we'll do it, guys. Now come here. I wanted to create a new form. See, last class I said you, I'm going to design the same thing again for you, but in place of SQL statements, I'll replace with sorters. And I said you very clearly, rest all code is same here, only select code, update code, delete code only will change it. But rest all will be same. Clear or not? Okay. Now watch. What is our existing form name? Customer underscore video underscore editing. Okay, now I'm creating a new web form, guys. Underscore SP. Same name I given, underscore SP. Okay. The first step, design the UI. Copy paste. Go to your previous page and copy paste. See, when you're copy pasting here, everything is fine. But only one thing, all of you be careful. What is that is? Just a minute. Copy the code as it is and paste here. And delete all the event handlers. Why, sir? When you copy this, event handlers in the CS code will not come now. So when you run, you'll get error now. Delete all the event handler. Rest all can be used as it is here, except event handlers. I'm deleting all the event handlers. Watch. Is that clear, guys? Tell me. I copied it as it is. Go to the design and see. As it is, I copied, except the event handlers. And tell me what are the event handlers you want? On row editing, cancelling edit, updating, deleting, generating now. Come on, go to events. First event. row editing, row cancelling edit, row updating, and row deleting. And did you notice it, guys? We have two events here: deleted, deleting, editing, updated, updating. I said you this one very clearly. Be careful, don't go for updated, deleted. No, updating, deleting, that should be the events. So which event? Row deleting. Yeah, all are generated. Now, what should I do? I need to run it and display the data and always do all the things. And first step, you need to load the data now. And you want to load the data directly or by calling a store procedure? You want to load the data directly by writing SQL code or by calling store procedure. By calling store procedure. Okay, listen. What is reusability? Understand this carefully. What is that, I will write off all the code for calling the store procedure. Now I said 4 steps now. I will write the 4 steps here. But tomorrow, if you want to call the same store procedures in another page, will you write the code again? Huh? Tell me the answer. This is one page here. I will write all the code for calling the store procedures. Done. Tomorrow in another page, you want to call the same procedures. Are you ready to write the code one more time again there? Oh, why? Waste of time, nah? So better don't write that code here. Take a separate class. Write all the code in that in the form of some methods. In the form of the methods. You know that once it is a method, I can start calling in any page I want going forward now. So what shall I do? Shall I write here or shall I write in a separate class now? Come on, let's go to a separate class. Add a class now. I will name this class as customer. Come on, yaar. I'm using object-oriented programming. Entity. What's your entity? Customer is your entity now. I'm defined. Oh, sorry, spelling mistake. Rename. Okay, what are the namespaces you need for this? I need system.data. I need system.data.sql client. System.data and SQL client are the two namespaces I want. Okay. Now in this, what are the classes you need? I need one connection. I need one command. Okay, now one connection object, one command object. See what I'm doing in the constructor. Generally, your connection establishment code in all the pages you written the load event, right? There is a page here, load event will be there, but this is a class, load event won't be there now. So where you require to write the code? Constructor. The equivalent is constructor. So write your code in the constructor, public customer. What you will do here, one is equals to new SQL connection, read CS dot ASP. You know this already. CMD is equals to new default constructor, guys. I'm calling the default constructor. Next line, already these 3 lines you have written number of times. Now I'm adding one more extra line of code what I did not show till now. CMD dot command type is equals to, see what is the default command type? This is a new code. 1, 2, 3, I explained you already in all the previous pages to you. Now the 4th line is a new code what I added here. What is that? Command type is equals to stored procedure, which indicates I want to call the procedure. Which procedure, sir? I will tell that under the method, not here. Are you clear? Say nothing, man. You're working in a company. You're working in a company and your office has different branches in different cities. Today afternoon, your manager called you and said you one thing. What, tomorrow, you need to go to one of our branch for an inspection. You need to go for one of our branch for an inspection. A sudden visit you're required to make there for an inspection. Okay? And tomorrow when you're coming to the office, pack your bag and come. You will directly leave from here. You will directly leave from here and you have a 2-day trip. Are you clear? This is what he said. He did not say where you are going also. He said, you pack your bag and come. You need to stay there 2 days, and the information will be sent to you tomorrow. So today morning, next day morning, when you're coming to the office, what do? You pack your bag for living there for 2 or 3 days now, and you came to the office. You don't know where you're going. 12 o'clock, your manager called you in the cabin and said, you, the cab is waiting for you outside. The flight tickets are booked. You're traveling to so and so place. So what is your job now? Go take the cab, go to the airport, take the flight and travel there. That's it. But see, without knowing where you're traveling, you prepared everything and came to office first. Yes or not? I'm doing the same thing only. In the load event, what I'm doing now, I created a command object. I said to the command, you need to call a store procedure. I did not say which procedure also. Did you understand me or not? I said to the command, you need to call a procedure. When will you tell me which procedure? I will tell you before the call. Are you getting me? Now that you're traveling, you don't know now. I tell you before you leave to the airport, I'm going to tell you, you are going to travel to so and so place. Are you getting me or not? Understood all of you? That is what here also we done the same thing only. So when the instance is created, connection created, command created, command and connection are bound. Command is ready for calling a procedure. Don't know which procedure to call, but it knows only one thing. What is that? It is going to call a procedure. Which procedure? It doesn't know. Are you clear? Now tell me. Now tell me the first 2 steps are completed or not? What is the first step? Creating command object. Second step, setting the command type now. Oh, one is missing. Command text is not set yet. Correct? And the command text is basically set for you in the method. Public, all of you, carefully watch. Public, I want to take the return type of this method as a data set. What is the return type of the method? Data set. Okay. Customer underscore, or otherwise simple name I'm giving you, select. What is the method name? Select. For this, I'm passing 2 parameters. First parameter is customer ID. Second parameter is status. And both of them are nullable. See, I used the question mark. Means tomorrow, can I pass null values here or not? Remember here, if you are passing null values means the same thing I explained you yesterday also. If both are null, all the records has to be fetched now. If ID is null and bool is not null, you should fetch the data based on the bool. Reverse. Bool is null, ID is not null, fetch the data based on ID. If both are not null, fetch the data based on this. Yesterday I explained you the procedure now. The same thing I'm relating here now. Okay, the same thing I'm trying to relate here also. Okay, see what I'm doing first. First step, I'm creating a empty data set. Data set is empty. Lastly, you should return the DS now. But in between, write code for loading the data into the data set. Write code for loading the data into the data set. Okay, so observe this code, all of you. Okay, so you see that you created a data set empty and returning this. In between, write the code for loading the data into this. In between, write the code for loading the data into the data set. Now let's write the code for loading the data. Okay. Watch guys, cmd.command text is equals to set the procedure name now. What is the name? Customer underscore select. That is your person name. Now see, 2 steps are completed or not? What are the 2 steps? Creating a command object and setting the person name. Second step, setting the command type. Setting the command type. Both these 2 steps are completed now. Are you clear? Now what is pending here? 3 and 4 are pending now. That's all. What is 3? Read it. See, going forward, I will write a method like public void update. I'll pass the parameters. Just a minute. Here, what I'll say, cmd.command text is equals to customer underscore update. Okay. Next, public void delete cmd.command text is equals to customer underscore delete. Public void insert cmd dot command text is equals to customer underscore insert. So guys, remember, I completed the first two steps to call a smart procedure. See, these two are completed. First step. We done it already. We created the instance in the load event under the method we specified the command text already. Second step. For all stored procedure only now. Oh, we set it already in the load event already. Sorry, in the constructor we set it already. Completed. What is pending? 3 and 4 are pending. What is pending? 3 and 4 are pending. The third step and the fourth step are pending in this case now. Are you guys clear? Okay, come on. What is the third step? By adding them to, you need to add them to the command. Okay, guys, observe the code carefully. cmd.parameters.add with value. Can you understand the meaning of the statement? List box one.items.add means you're adding items to the list box. Read same only. cmd.parameters.add. You're adding parameters to the command now. What are parameters? First one, @ customer ID is a parameter, comma customer ID. What is this customer ID? Array, you passed here. Oh, sorry. I'm written in the wrong place here. We need to start from select. Sorry. See now, this is a customer ID now. Next, add with value, @ status, comma status. Did you understand the code? But I cannot pass off the two values directly, guys. Based on the user's input, I should pass. Means what I mean is, if user sent only customer ID, I should send only customer ID to database. If only user sent only status, I should send only status to database. If user sent both, I should send both. If user did not send anything, I should not send anything now. Right conditions, man. That's all. If customer ID not equal to null and status not equal to null. What is the meaning? Both are having values. Correct? See what I done now. I passed both now. Okay. Now reverse. Just a minute. Else. Watch. Customer ID is null. Status not null. Means I should send only status now. Okay. Copy this. Paste here. Tell me next. Else if reverse again. Customer ID not null and status equal to null. What should I send? Send only customer ID. If both are null, don't send anything here. If both are null, don't send anything. Error or not. See guys, what did you do here? You set the command text and afterwards adding the parameters under the command now. What next? On dot. Open the connection. Open the connection. After opening the connection, which method should I call now? Execute reader. Which method should I call? And data loads into data reader. Where is it loaded? Data reader. But if I load into data reader, how can I return a data set? The return type is a data set for me, not a data reader. Correct now? So what I'm doing, SQL data adapter DA is equals to new SQL data adapter. Do you remember, do you remember the four constructors of the adapter? Default constructor. Second one, a constructor which takes a command, a constructor which takes a string SQL statement and a connection object. One string SQL statement and a string connection string. Four constructors we discussed already. Now I'm using this constructor, guys. Which one? Put your mouse here, it will tell you what I used. Which takes a command as a parameter. Which takes a command as a parameter. Okay. Now tell me, in the next line, can I say da.fill ds comma customer? Over, na? When I call this, I don't require to say con.open, con.close. You already know that. Okay, fill method will load you all the data into data set. See, what did you do here? Created empty data set, man. Created empty data set. And here, you call the fill method. And once you call the fill method, the data is loaded. And finally, you're returning the data set. So be careful. Generally, when you're executing this, compulsory there is a chance of getting some exception, man. Chance is there. Why? Connection could not be established properly. There is a network failure. Parameters are not correctly passed. Any reason can be there. There can be a chance of exception. So let us also work with exception handling. I'm putting this code in the try catch block. Okay. And here, what I'm doing, catch exception. What to do here, you know? Watch, throw EX. Throw EX. Exception is giving error. Huh? No. We did not import the system namespace. We deleted it. Using exception class is in the system namespace now. So you'll ask a doubt, sir. Why are you writing throw EX, sir? I'll tell you. Generally, earlier I explained you calling exception handling under the same class. Basically, tomorrow, if I execute this class directly, if exception comes, it has to show me the exception message. But understand here, I'm not going to execute this class directly. I will call this class from the front end. Got it or not? Where do? I call this class from the front end. Recollect the ATM system example, guys. Customer is a class which is on the application server. On the click of the buttons, it will go and execute the logic on the application server. Right or not? Now also, what is present on your page? SPX. Okay? You click on a button. It will contact the web server. And now the logic is executing on the web server now. An exception occurs, that exception should be reported to the UI. The exception should be reported to the UI. See, understand, your UI is on the client computer now. This class is on the web server. This class is on the web server. That connects to the database server. This is exactly the ATM system I explained to you already. Got it or not? So what is that? UI will be on one computer. Business logic on another computer. Database on another computer. You click buttons here. This will contact the web server. Your code gets executed on the web server. If exception occurs on the web server, whom shall I show that now? Shall I show to the web server ready now? Whom should I show? Client. So what the page has to do, what the class has to do, throw it. So when that throws, what happens, from the web server, the exception message comes to the UI. Now UI has to handle that now. Got it or not? Earlier I did not show you like this. Why? Earlier you're running that class directly. But now you're not running the class directly. We have a link like this. What is it? The UI. What is this UI? Browser. It will internally contact the Customer class contacts the customer. Where is it? Web server. This will contact the customer table. Where is it? Database server. So the UI will interact with the web server now. Now, exception occurred here. If exception occurred here, this has to throw the information back to the UI. So UI will collect the information and source it to the end user. Source it to the end user. How to do that in the front end, I'll show you. Are you clear? That is why what should I write here? Throw X. Okay, you catch it and throw to the UI. Yeah, guys, your select method is ready now. Understood? Shall I call it? Okay, come on. This is your new page now. See what I'm doing first. What am I doing? Or otherwise, I'll write like this. See, in the load event, what will happen? Creating the object of the customer. Yesterday, you written a method called load data, remember? Now also I'm writing, guys, load data. And see the logic in the load data. What the grid view name? GV customer dot data source is equals to, guys, observe it, obj dot select null comma null. Imagine what I'll get. All the records. What do you get? All the records. Just a minute, I'll show you. If not, is post back, call load data. All the load data. So guys, observe. Right now, all the 10 records are active status now. Okay, just a minute. We will make 2 or 3 records inactive status. Right click, edit. Yeah, all are true, guys. This is 3, 6, and 9. I'm making them as inactive. Okay. So guys, come on, let's run our page. What you see? All the records. Okay, before it loads, once again, you done this? You done this? You added the parameters also. Listen, right now I shown you adding input parameters only, but we need to add output parameter also for select. Sorry, insert. I'll show you that. We need to add a output parameter also for a insert. I'll show you that also. Right now, what is shown is only adding input parameter. Watch, guys. What is loaded? All the records are loaded. See, tomorrow I want to see only active records. Array, no need to change any logic, man. Null, comma, true, enough. That is why we have written all the code in the procedure and the method. See now, what did you get? Only active records. Sir, I want to see inactive records. Okay. You debug the code. I'm telling you, I'll not show you. Debug. I written conditions in the parameters to you how to send them. See now, only inactive record state. I want a single active record. 102, comma 2. This is a single active record now. And see, I'm passing 102, comma false. Array, 102 is not false, eh? So you won't get the data. No output. Why 102 is not false? Is 103 false? Is 103 false? Got it. See now, If I pass null here, irrespective of the status, I'll get it. Can be true, can be false also. See, I'll get 103. I will get 102 also now. Why? I'm not checking for the status. I'm only checking for the ID. Did you understand? The same procedure. Once, see, first time when you write it will be a little painful writing all the condition. But see, guys, once you take the pen and write it, now calling becomes easier for you. Different types of results. One procedure will do the job. I don't require to write different SQL statements in the code. Simply change the parameters here. That will do the job. So what should I do now? What do you want to get? All active records. Correct now? Null, comma. You will get you all active records from the table. Is that clear, everyone? Okay, once again, you can see, you can get all the active records. Now tell me, because there is a method, tomorrow can I use the same in another page? Tell me, can I use this in another page or not? Anywhere you can use. What is the return type of the method? Data set. And you know already data sets can be directly bound to the grid view, directly ascend of now. Okay, so I completed my select. What next? Row editing. GV customer dot edit index is equals to E dot new edit index and call load data, right? Row cancelling. Same code, paste here. What is the value? -1, load data, run. See now, edit. Changing to edit mode now, cancel. Delete. Asking, are you sure of deleting? If I click OK, it will go and delete the record. And if you click on update, it will go and update the record. You already know that. That thing I did not change. Come on. Now, where are we? Update. In update, what is first step? Read the control values. I explained yesterday, remember? Come and help me how to read the control values. First, customer ID. GV customer dot. Open the mouse here. Where are you people? Concentrate here. All of you. Come on, tell me. What should I use? Rows of A dot row index. Dot cells of which cell? 0 dot text here. First value doesn't have control. Now, yesterday I explained you and today you don't remember anything. Directly text only na. Well, first one. Customer ID doesn't have any control. Directly dot text. But I need to convert this into integer. Int test ID equals to. Come on, second one. The second one is the name. I'm giving a hint for you now. GV customers dot rows of A dot row index dot cells of 1 dot controls of 0 should be converted into text box. After converting, dot text, and this is string only. Third one is balance. Now I won't help anything. Come on. JV customers dot rows of A dot row index dot cells of 2 dot controls of 0 convert into text box. Next, dot text convert into decimal dot parse. decimal balance is equals to. The last one is a city. City is string only now. Look at the second one and tell me from the first only now. String city is equals to text box of GV customer dot rows of E dot row index dot cells of 3 dot controls of 0 dot text. Okay, you read all the 4 values now. Now what do you need? I need a method. I need a method calling the procedure. Come on, let's write the method for this now. Guys, all of you carefully observe. How many values are you passing? So what I'm trying to tell you is when you write the method also should have the same 4 parameters. Yeah, that's why I shown you this code first. First parameter, int customer ID. Second parameter, name. Third parameter, balance. Fourth parameter, city. The fourth parameter is city. Okay. Come on, guys. Try. Catch. Exception EX. What should I write? Throw EX. Finally. On dot close. I did not write finally back in select. Why? Because I did not say con dot open anywhere here. That is why no need of calling con dot. I'm dealing with the data set. That is why. But here I should call con dot open. Okay. Now tell me, add the parameters. Add the parameters here. CMD dot parameters dot add with value. First parameter, value, customer ID. Second, CMD dot parameters dot add with value at the rate name, comma, name. Third, CMD dot parameters dot add with value at the rate balance, comma, balance. CMD dot parameters dot add with value at the rate city, comma, city. Okay, con dot open. CMD dot execute non-query. Execute non-query. Okay, and once this execution is completed, once this execution is going to be completed here, what happens? It will actually execute non-query return say integer now. Okay, I'll do one thing here. I will just make this as return type integer. Int count is equals to, int count is equals to 0. Now tell me, can I capture the count here? Are you clear? Finally see what I am doing. This will tell you the number of rows affected now. This will tell you the number of rows affected. Return count. If anything goes wrong, control jumps to catch block and then goes to finally block and closes the connection. Are you clear? One thing I'll tell you. What you know? Actually, insert, update, delete will have same code only because all 3 are non-query operations only now. Only parameters will vary here. Rest everything will be same only. What we vary? For update, all 4 input parameters. For delete, 1 input parameter. For select, 4 input and output. Except these parameters, rest of all the code will be same. Shall I prove you? I will copy this code as it is from the update. All of you observe it as it is from the update. And I am pasting it under delete. Okay. First, what I have to change the procedure name here. What is the procedure name? Now, delete requires 1 parameter, multiple parameters. Only 1. Pass the parameter here. Int cust ID. Correct? Now, remove the rest of the parameters. Same code will execute. That's all. I said you that only here. Parameters are only different. Rest will be same. For insert also same code only. But there we have output parameter. I'll tell you about it. Now see, my update code is ready. My delete code is also ready. Both are ready now. Okay. Oh, we did not change the return type here. Or return type integer. Return type is integer. Okay, guys, come here. Shall I call it? If obj dot obj dot update. What is the method? Update. Pass customer ID, name, balance, city, greater than zero. Greater than zero, success or failure? It is a success. What to do in case of success? Load the data from there. Load the data from that particular place. Are you getting me or not? In case of any failure, show a message. Show a message. We just using a message for displaying the data. Not exception message. Just observe by script. What is the message? Failed updating the record in database. Failed updating the record in database. Okay. So complete and when. That's one now. Now come to delete. First step, read the customer ID. Int cust ID is equals to gv customer dot rows of e dot row index dot cells of zero dot text. Int dot parse. What next? If obj dot customer, obj dot delete. What is the method name? Delete. What is pass? Customer ID. Greater than zero. If it is greater than zero, what will you do? Reload the data. Reload the data. Else, what will you do? Understood all of you? Failed deleting the record from database. You failed deleting the record from database now. Okay. So you can run and watch it. Okay. Sir, what if exception occurs? What if exception occurs? Okay, I'll tell you. I will let the exception come in picture and show you. Just a minute. Meanwhile, update customer, set. I'm setting all the records status as active. Okay, now? Now, initially in the load event, what are you loading? All active records. What are you loading? Run. Every record is active and it is loaded. I will click on edit. I will change the 35,000 as 36,000 and click on update. Exception occurred here. Exception occurred. What is the exception? Too many parameters are there, it is telling. What if it said too many parameters are there? Why you got this problem? Too many parameters are there. And actually, when you got this error, when you click on update now, when you got this error, why update is giving the error? Understand why update? Update is not giving the error here. After update, called load data now, select is giving the error. Who is giving the error? Select means on the click of that update button, internally two calls are done. One is an update call, one is a select call. One is a update call and one is a select call. When you're updating, you added 4 parameters to command. Tell me, now the same command is trying to call the select also. Again, a parameter is added. Totally 5 parameters are there now. See the error carefully. Oh, This has too many arguments specified. This has too many arguments specified. I'm not able to debug. Yes, I'm able to debug. Yes, watch guys. Basically, this select procedure is what you're calling. You can see the command text. What the procedure you're calling? Okay now? But see the parameters under this. Hurry, why 5 parameters came here? That's what I'm telling you. First in update, you added 4. Now continuation, you called a select now. Then continuation, you called a select 4 plus one more parameter added. Total 5. And select requires only 2. But how many are you passing? 5. How to resolve this problem, sir? To resolve this particular problem, all of you, just remember, whenever you are adding parameters to a command, before adding, do this for sure. Don't forget to do this. Did you understand me? Before adding the parameters, what you need to do? Clear the old parameters. So what will this do? First, it will clear all the old parameters and freshly add the new parameters. So guys, copy. And I'm using the same under update also. And I'm using the same under delete also. Okay, when I write the insert code, I require to do for insert also, remember. Are you clear or not? So what I'm doing, I'm clearing and adding them. I'm clearing and adding. Now error won't come. Okay. If error comes, we are getting this. But we need to handle it now. What we need to do? Handle it. So again, in the front end, where the chances are there to get error? There is a chance to get an error in load data. Wherever you are making the DB calls, error will come now. Where? Load data. Row updating. Row deleting. Chance of getting an error in all these 3 places. Agree? Tell me. Agree? Okay. Then don't write try catch multiple times. Use protected void page underscore error. Page level error handling. I already taught you this concept to you. What is that? Page level error handling. What will you do? Exception EX is equals to what? Server dot get last error. Next, server dot clear error. You want to display the message here only, display it. Or otherwise you want to take to another page, design a separate error page and go there. In the exception handling classes, I already taught you the concept here. If you want to show a separate page, create a page and transfer. No, sir, show me the error message here only. Okay, that is also possible. How? Like this. EX.message, yeah, I'm showing the error message directly on screen now. I'm showing the error message directly on the screen. Okay, before that, let's do one thing. Let us not add clear here. If I add clear, error won't come now. Let's not add clear. Okay now? No clear now. Check. Now clear is not there. So because clear is not there, error will come for sure. Once again, edit. I will edit this as 37,000 and click on update. Check. I caught it and I published the things to the UI. So that's what I said here. What is the customer class doing? Throwing it. Who is catching? Web page is catching and showing to the user. Showing to the user now. Okay. So if I go back to my customer and if I uncomment this, now error won't come, see? Now error is not going to come. We did not run the correct page. You can't run the class now. Okay, this 37,000, I'll make now 38,000. Click update. Done, see? No error. Are you clear? Let's delete, man. I want to delete 104. I want to delete 108. Deleted. You can go to database and verify 4 and 8 are deleted. delete it. You've done select operation, you've done update operation, you've done delete operation. Are you clear? Okay, what about insert, sir? Shall we write a method for calling the insert procedure also now? Are you clear? Now we need to write method for calling the insert procedure. And what did I say you 10 minutes back? Array code for insert, update, delete is same. What will change is only parameters. Correct or not? I will once again prove you that. You can watch. Let me copy the update code as it is. Copy the update code as it is. First, you answer my question. What are the parameters of insert? What will you pass for insert? Name, balance, city. What next? Status. Out here. Out int customer ID. Out int customer ID. It's an output parameter. What I should use now? Out int customer ID. Oh, sorry. All the curly braces are available. Okay. Now come here and just paste the same code as it is. What is the name? Insert. What are the parameters? Clear till now? Come on, answer me. Are you clear till now? Now you need to add one more parameter, man. What is that, sir? Output parameter. Output parameter. What is adding output parameter? See, in C# also, if you written as output parameter, while calling the method, in the place you will substitute a variable. Array, you will substitute variables here to receive the value. See, yes or not? Because you have input parameters, you're not leaving. In the place of the output parameters, you substitute the variables. Here also, because we have an output parameter, that output parameter also should be added under the command. So once the procedure execution completes, result will come to the output parameter. See, in C#, we declare empty variables and leave it. Once execution completed, results will come into the variables now. So here we need to add a output parameter now, and the output parameter will receive the value back after execution. I'll show you a picture to you to understand this. Watch. As on notes, we did not open the notes. Watch this picture, all of you. Look at the left-hand side first. What do you have? Command. Under command, parameters are added. See, what? Name, balance, city, and these four are input parameters. Fourth one, customer ID. Is it? So how many parameters are added? 5. The what will happen, when I call the procedure, these 4 input parameters will go to the procedure now. The 4 input will go to the procedure. What will happen? Procedure will execute. Once the procedure execution completed, it will send the result now. The result comes into the customer ID. What is that? Output parameter. Did you understand me or not? So what should I do? I should add 5 parameters under the command. What are the 5? 4 inputs, 1 output. Now, when I start the execution, the 4 inputs will go to procedure and the result will come to the output parameter. So once execution is completed, customer ID will contain the value. Are you getting me or not? Now the question is, sir, how do I add an output parameter? How do I add an output parameter? I'll give explanation about it, but let me show you. CMD dot parameters dot. What is the meaning of add with value? Adding with a value, yes or not? Now tell me, will you add output parameter with value? Will you add a output parameter with value? No, I don't add output parameter with value. So dot add. What is the method name? Add. Dot add. CMD dot parameters dot add is the method, not add with value. Tell me what is the parameter name? Customer ID. Look here, guys. What did you pass? Parameter name and value. Are you pass value now? We are expecting a value now. Are you getting me? So I should do one thing. What should I do now? I should tell which type of value is it. Are you clear? What should I do? Which type of value is it? Not in C sharp mechanic, not in C sharp terms. I should tell in the terms of SQL Server. Are you getting me? What is the difference? There is a difference here. Right now it's integer only, not a problem. There also int only, here also int only. Suppose it is string, varchar. If it is a money, here decimal, there money. Boolean, bit. You should tell the data type not in C sharp terminology. You should tell. How can I tell in SQL terminology, sir? There is an enum called as SQL DB type. That's the enum, guys. What is that? SQL DB type is the enum. And guys, look, it will show you the list of all the SQL server. You know, enums na. Enum is a constant collection. See there. C sharp data types, SQL server data types. All are SQL server data types what you are getting here. Right now it was internally selected. Okay, one more thing. You are required to tell the size of the data. Size of the data. Integer is 4 bytes. Why should I say? Actually, for integer it is not required here, but for it is string, it is mandatory now. Varchar 50. You tell in SQL server, for integer, no need here, optional. For varchar, you need to tell. Actually, this add is the overload method. All of you watch this. If you don't pass, which overload is it calling? String parameter name, SQL type. Okay, but if I put a comma and I say 4 here, it is calling a different overload. See? Are you clear? So when the size is required, the size is required only in case of variable length types like varchar, var binary, those things. Understood? For pixel length type like int, money, no need this. You specify, no error. If you don't specify, no problem. Okay, one more thing I should tell here. What direction is equals to. Can you understand this? There is something in English here. What is the direction? Input, output. You should tell that, but sir, you did not tell that for the previous one. Default is input. Even C sharp also for a method parameter, default is input. Nah. The output only you tell. Out keyword. Here also same. Default is input. Now see what I passed. Name. Second, DB type. DB type. Third, for direction. For direction. I'll give you actually time not sufficient here to explain. I'll give you a detailed explanation about each and every of these appropriate things. Actually, it's in the notes, but I don't have the time to talk about that. That's a written of the code. Okay, but don't worry. Just let me execute and show you. Sorry, let me write the code and show you. But in the next session, I will tell you what is name, what is DB type, what is size, what is direction. In the notes, I given a detailed description for every of the appropriate things for you already. Okay, but I'll explain you that. Okay, just watch. Now what? Con dot open. Next, execute non-query. Now, after execute non-query, you need to capture the output now. How to capture? Customer ID is equals to CMD dot parameters of which parameter? Dot value. The value is object. So, input dot pass. Sorry, guys. I cannot call int dot pass on object. I can call int dot pass only on strings. So I have what I call, see now, what happens now? The connection is open, you called execute non-query. Okay, when you call execute non-query, all these four inputs are going to procedure. Procedure will execute now. And the result comes into, now this customer ID is assigned to my variable customer ID. See now. Are you getting me? And this is an output parameter now. You will automatically get the result in the front end when you call it. When you just call it. That is the only difference between calling a update procedure and insert procedure. Actually, if insert doesn't have a return type, no output parameter, no need all this discussion. Because it has a output parameter, I talk about this extra. What is extra here? This line is extra. This line is extra. Array, this line and this line. Remaining code is same, man. That did not change anything now. Okay. But still, I said you'll have a confusion. What is name? What is value? What is DB type? What is size? And what is direction? What I added under input, what I added under output, all these things I will once again clearly explain you in the tomorrow session for you. What is name and all the appropriate things. Is that clear? Let me stop here. We'll continue tomorrow.